Hello everyone, welcome back to Joy's Creative Finger. I am going to be taking you on a tour of this beautiful Persian house owned by a Persian widow. Her name is Yasmin. She's very young, and I'll tell you a little bit about her during the course of the tour. This house is built on a standard plot. I've placed some beautiful pillars in front with pinnacles on them using the, I wonder what they're called again. Moroccan lamps. Yes, they are the Moroccan lamps, and some of these mirrors. It's built on a standard plot, which is great. The exterior is beautifully manicured, so the property sits quite nicely in the middle of it, and although it's small, it's got a lot to boast about on the inside and on the outside as well. I paid quite a bit of attention to the exterior of this build as well. I also wanted it to have a third floor, but I wanted multi-roofing, so using the flat roofs gave me this look, and having flat roofs as well made it look quite modern, and I absolutely love it. This again is one of the builds I'm going to find very difficult to demolish, and that's why I've been making use of smaller plots to create beautiful homes on the tiny plots that we have, as we seem to have more of those in the game. I also paid attention to these windows that have balconies above them, so that every window to the bedrooms upstairs have lovely plants and vines on the outside of them. It makes the occupants of each of those rooms feel especially catered to, with a bit of greenery on the outside of their window, so that's quite nice. Behind here I have this beautiful swing chair that you can access by coming up a staircase, and I thought it was a perfect plan. It was a mistake, but I now realize then that I could put something out there and it worked. That is a staircase that is in place, so the color of it is a bit off as opposed to what's on the outside of the entire build, and I absolutely love the exterior at the back here of this French chateau. So it makes up for the fact that there isn't anything else you can put on the plot, so you've got all this beautiful extended background or backyard to the build, and that's lovely. Now what I've decided to do was use balconies to wrap around, and the balconies that I have used are the original ones that came with the French chateau, and there is a method to extending this balcony to wrap around completely, so you can make use of both the railing and the paving of choice. So although a number of you already know how to do this, I'm still going to put out a design tip video for those of you who haven't understood how it works, and it'll be much easier for you to follow the step-by-step instructions on how to make this happen. I really love this balcony, and I know most of you would like to have that in your own builds. Now we're going to go inside this Persian home. In the little research I did, seeing some of the photographs of Persian home interiors, I discovered that they use a lot of heavy colors and heavily patterned rugs as well. So the 4-piece rug that you see in the center here of this grand entrance was from one of the architect homes that I downloaded. I've placed some of these chest of drawers in the window spaces here. They're like bay windows with some menorahs here, and I thought it was beautiful to place those items in this space. The other thing I realized is that there's a lot of gold in some of these Persian homes. So these French chairs have golden rims to them, and this area basically looks like a space where they would party heavily and enjoy the company of friends. Now to the left of this very large entertaining area, we have a dining room. It's very elegant and it's sizable. Every corner of this dining table is accessible, so Sims can sit on all 4 seats. That's where Yasmin used to have breakfast, lunch and dinner with her late husband, Rahim Al Khalifa, who was a very, very old man, and you'll get to know a little bit about that during the course of this tour. But through this double door on the side of the grand staircase leads to a staircase and 2 other doors. The first door on the left here leads into this lovely spa area. This is where Mr. Al Khalifa used to come and get his massages done, and she would take care of him in this space. It's a lovely unit in that when you tuck around this way, there's a shower. So after using all the oils and all the herbs, you could come in here and get washed off quite nicely and comfortably, and also make use of this beautiful sauna in the back here. This is the second time I've tried to make a sauna look completely different from what the standard sauna should look like. I did that in the Barbie doll house, and in this house I tried to make it have a touch of elegance. I don't know that you can have artwork in a sauna, but in this one I've made sure it does. I wasn't sure what to do with this space initially, but somehow this popped into my mind towards the end. Now this staircase leads right up to that lovely swing set out here, facing the beautiful vines, and that's basically the only destination of that staircase. But on the other side to the right we have this beautiful asymmetrically arranged living room, and I absolutely love it. I do get very wary about making certain arrangements in the home asymmetrical. Sometimes it just looks like a hot mess, but this time I really liked it, and the red worked brilliantly in this space. There's a television there, and this leafy rug, that's a 2x2 rug, comes from the Prince in the Pocket size princess event. It was just lovely as I placed it underneath this table and placed all these ornaments on it. It just looks really nice. I absolutely love it. The patio separating this block from the main house is blocked off as well by that cypress tree, so you can't get into the property via that space. There is a lovely restroom for the guests and also for the family members, and I've made use of this extended part of the window where I placed a toilet unit and a table with some roses. I like the idea of roses in the bathroom. That should really counter any unwanted scent. Anyway, this is the kitchen for this lovely house, and this is Yasmin, who was once married to Rahim Al Khalifa, a very old man who took her in marriage as a result of the debt that her father was unable to pay. So she had no choice in the matter, and that was really unfortunate. She was pushed right into married life as a young girl, and was quite resentful at that. She was not and never was in love with Al Khalifa. There was nothing in common between them whatsoever. She would do as she was told because he sort of treated her as a small girl, and at the same time wanted her as a woman, and that was very difficult for her. The years apart did not allow for any kind of meaningful conversation. She was just a companion, and a companion downstairs and a companion in the bedroom. This was her worst experience of all, to be intimate with someone that she didn't love at all. And one night, which was years later, she came to a decision.
I simply cannot live like this anymore. I must do something to end this misery.
Yasmin crept downstairs in the early hours of the morning and prepared his meal, and while preparing it, she poisoned it heavily with arsenic.
Your time has come.
The Al Khalifa family has no idea what really went down in this property, except Yasmin, who did the naughty deed. Now, she's a lonely and young but very wealthy widow, and now lives in this house alone with no plans of remarrying. This is the cold room, so there's a fridge here and some other food that's been kept in here, preserved quite nicely. And basically that's what we have on the downstairs part of this Persian home. Now it's interesting that ever since I started building on these small plots like the Victorian house, I realized that you can create very beautiful structures on it. especially when you use these sort of plots that are already manicured with a beautiful exterior or beautiful grounds. Now upstairs we have 4 bedrooms. You've already seen a glimpse of the master bedroom, obviously, in the backstory, but there are 4 bedrooms, and once you come upstairs we have an L-shaped landing with a front door that leads out to the top balcony in the front of the house where we have those lovely pillars, and then on the left we have this big family bathroom for the rooms that are not en suites. Now this room at the end is of a purple theme. It's very beautiful. But after I had done it, I began to question whether 2 teens would actually squash into this space. I felt that perhaps I could put just 1 double bed in there and make it that sort of room, or even a nursery would have been perfect. Let me know what you say about this in the comments below. But yeah, I think that a nursery would be nicely situated there by the bathroom. So there are many ideas on what you can do with that room anyway. Now once you come across that hallway to this end here, we have a room that is quite elegantly dressed in white, and then you've got the gold embroidered sort of wallpaper that coordinate nicely with the floor. It also benefits from a chest of drawers, so this room has access to some kind of closet or wardrobe in some way. But I really like the room, and there's a lot of windows, and as you can see, there's a lot of greenery on the outside of those windows. I think it's quite lovely, and it's sizable. Now when you come out here over the balcony, there is another room to the left here with more of a dark tone with the reds and the maroons and the browns. And being a Persian home, I thought of items that had some sort of engraving on them, and these seats are quite perfect for that. I think those are serpents on there if I'm not mistaken, but it's all engraved, and it's the best I could find in the game to go into a house that was Persian themed anyway. And that's the homestead unit for a dresser drawer. So yeah, these lights on the side are from the Print in the Pocket Size Princess event, and these pictures are from the Latin Villa collection. So I thought I'd create some kind of a red toned room. And I also have this decorative piece on the wall here. This is the red one, and we had the purple ones in the other room. I think I have a green one in the master room. So once we cut across that staircase, this is the master room where Rahim Al Khalifa passed away after he was poisoned by his young wife. And she doesn't stay in this room at all. However, she does make use of the space upstairs above this bedroom quite often. There's a seating area here, and this is a television, an old style television anyway. I thought I'd use it because he would keep his medicines up here where he was trying to nurse himself back to health, and didn't realize that the poison in his food was going to kill him anyway, which is really sad. But yeah, I think it's important not to mix human beings with money, eh? I think both issues should be separated. Now up the staircase leads to Yasmin's closet. She would come up here every night and cry, you know, after she had been with her husband, and just reminisce about home, her family, her mom, her dad. It was a place that was especially hers. And there's a bathroom here for them, well, now for her. And it's just a beautiful space. She loved coming up here and looking out of the windows across the landscape. And that completes the entire tour for the house. I really like this house, and the ideas in it could be replicated in different ways. I hope you like the build. If there's any improvements or suggestions of what you think could have gone better in different parts of the build, or better still, what you would want to happen with Yasmin. Do you want her to be remarried? She might kill someone, just think about it. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.